Guys, welcome back to the channel. As you see, I'm wearing my glasses for a good reason. We are going to be reacting to the Dead Meat Horror Awards. Now, I'm not sure how many people reacted to this. I'm curious to watch it myself because, again, big horror fan. Didn't know there's not really that many things that are going around that are like horror reward related. So, and I heard that this was brought to you by Shudder. So that's very interesting and kind of cool that Shudder and Dead Meat got together and did something. So I can't wait to check it out. Of course, go support the original release. Go watch the original release and then come back and watch my reaction to the Dead Meat rewards. I'm curious. I don't know every movie that's in every category. Yeah, here we go with the horror rewards. So
hey, what's happening, everybody? This is Tony Todd.
Cool.
I've worked in the film industry for more than 30 years. And in that time, I've seen many excellent horror movies and some not so good, but the good ones that were ignored by critics in award ceremonies. Today, we don't ignore them. Today, we honor them horrifically. Welcome to the first ever Dead Meat Horror Awards. Grab onto the edge of your seats and get ready to let those screams fly.
I got it. And Tony Todd brings up an excellent point. He brings up an excellent point. They get snubbed so bad.
The best in horror from 2021 with the first ever
Dead Meat Horror Awards. Cool.
Sponsored by Shudder, the best streaming service devoted to horror and thrillers.
I don't need the...
So raise your emojis in the chat for your hosts, the co-owners of Dead Meat, James A. Janice and Chelsea Rebecca.
Pausing it right here really quick. I wanted to just jump on and clarify. I love their background, by the way. The Tony Todd brings up an excellent point that so many horror films get snubbed, even ones that are actually like simply and amazingly like effective and good. When The Lighthouse was nominated for Best Cinematography, I was like, at least it got cinematography because The Lighthouse cinematography was excellent. But movies like The Witch, It Chapter 1, I thought was actually better than Get Out, and Get Out was nominated for a lot of Academy Awards that year. And it wasn't nominated for Jack Diddley Squat. And I thought at least, makeup would have been good. Makeup and special effects for Pennywise, but didn't even give that to Pennywise. And I thought Pennywise was just effective as all hell. But anyways, let's go ahead and watch the horror awards. No more wasting time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever Dead Meat Horror Awards. I'm James A.
The first one, okay.
And I'm Chelsea
I thought
Rebecca,
so.
And we're here to do what many award ceremonies often fail to do: acknowledge the best in horror cinema of the past year by rewarding them with our custom-made Prime Rib Award.
I love that. That looks awesome.
Right away, I want to point out that we are not the first or only people to do this. There are many other awards for genre films and horror specifically.
The Saturn Awards, the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards, the Oz Scares by Horror Addicts, and so many others have done the good work of honoring the best the horror genre has to offer.
But we figured that as one of the largest YouTube channels dedicated to horror, we too can celebrate our favorite movies that came out last year. And that's the other thing, these awards are going to our personal favorites.
Yeah, we're considering this first year's award show as a pilot program, an experiment of sorts. Because of that, we're only handing out 8 awards, with each having 6 finalists. 6 because it's an evil number.
It is a rather evil number.
And the winner chosen from them will be decided by Chelsea and me. That's it. If we do this again, maybe we'll form a committee or something more official. I don't know.
Of course, the two of us couldn't watch everything that came out last year, so our finalists and winners may have some glaring omissions. Please forgive us.
Yeah, and speaking of that, we'd like to kick the show off by celebrating all of 2021's horror movies. Regardless of whether we saw
There's a lot of horror films that come out.
It's great that so many got made. So without further ado, here's our tribute to the year's horror releases, edited together by Michael Saigon. Enjoy.
Okay, I'm ready.
You guys want to hear a scary story?
This shit better be good.
It was the night before Halloween. A ghost-like figure creeping right through our town.
Halloween Kills, I hope, is nominated for several things.
And we pretend we aren't what we are.
What was that movie?
Is he real? Who knows? But the boogeyman is coming for you.
Tell everyone.
Come get me!
We're all
Fear Street, definitely. Awesome stuff.
I want to play a game.
Run. Curses can be broken.
All right. Then how do we do that?
Be my guardian and protect me.
Danger! Where? Oh, let me go see.
Yeah, I certainly didn't. I wasn't able to watch all horror movies this year.
Crazy fucks in this town.
This could be dangerous for someone.
People get a bit funny in the woods sometimes. It's just hard to take it all in.
Ooh, that looks interesting.
You ever hear a teenage girl scream?
Creepy.
Stop acting hysterical! Shut the fuck up, Dad!
You guys are gonna feel dumb when this all blows over.
These past few weeks, I've kind of really enjoyed not dying.
A lot of horror films came out. Oh, yeah, I heard about that one.
Guess what? It's not gonna happen tonight because Pam, I'm up in this hit.
Let's do this.
They awakened.
Was that Willy's Wonderland?
Something that was always
That was a fun one. That was fun. I do have a reaction for that one up on the channel.
I have stabbed him in
Army of the Dead.
And in the head. And I threw him down the stairs, and I think he broke his neck. But he keeps coming back.
People think that I create the horror. Horror is already out there in all of us.
This is cool. This is a really well put together montage. Willy's Wonderland.
That was a lot of horror movies.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, over 50
it really
of them.
was.
And if you noticed any missing, our apologies. We tried to include as
Hey,
many
dude,
as we could.
it's
Also, thanks
all
to
good.
COVID, release dates of movies were all messed up. Films were released in different years, depending on the country, whether it had a festival premiere, and whether it played in theaters or went straight to streaming.
For instance, we didn't include St. Maud tonight, since that first premiered way back in 2019.
Great movie, though.
Yeah, honestly, one of my favorites.
Let's get to our first award already, something near and dear to our hearts.
Love the outfits, by the way.
For best
Awesome.
stunts or choreography.
Stunts and choreography are an essential part of many movies, not just horror, but also action, adventure, and even comedy. Choreographers map out where the performers need to be and how their movements best convey the story or themes.
Stunt performers and coordinators put their bodies on the line to make movies more believable. While the deaths in horror movies are always fake, it's these performers who are sometimes actually risking their lives.
We've asked friends from the horror genre to present each award and their finalists. For our first presenter,
cool.
you may know her as Valak the Nun or as the Master in Jacob's Wife.
Oh, cool.
We know her as our friend Bonnie Aarons.
Yeah.
Bonnie?
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Dead Meat. Choreography and stunts.
That's so cool. She does a great job as a nun. Valak.
The audience cannot escape. The finalists for Best Stunts or Choreography are The Deep House.
Ooh, I didn't see that one.
Their underwater movie practically, directors Alexandra Bustillo and Julian Maury worked with stunt coordinator Olivier Bisbach and divers coordinator Karen Wessenberg Jensen. The stunt performers, including Jensen herself, were divers who could stay underwater for 6 or 7 hours at a time.
It's going to be fine. Breathe
Whoa.
Escape Room Tournament of
I gotta see that.
Stunt coordinator Anneli Muller kept the cast safe throughout the variety of stunts required for Escape Room Tournament of Champions. One unique challenge was the quicksand in the beach room. Aerated sand was used to accomplish the effect, which could become dangerous when the sand re-solidified.
And then it starts swallowing the actors up in the sand.
It's like being in concrete. It's quite something, how scary it actually is.
Very
Halloween
scary
Kills.
stuff.
This film's memorable firefighter sequence was performed by James Jude Courtney
Yeah,
and a stunt
man.
team who had to perform wire stunts in front of an actual burning building.
The house within like an hour, hour 10 was down to the ground.
Yeah, you had to get that shit done quick.
Stunt coordinator, Aaron Armstrong also played Michael Myers in the 1978 flashback scenes.
Last night.
I don't know if it's gonna go. I don't know if it's gonna go to Halloween though.
The work of choreographer Jennifer White often takes center stage thanks to the film's focus on the performing arts. In a key scene early on, White's work, along with the skillful camera operators, allowed the characters to float in and out of time without using any digital effects.
It was like a whole choreography in front of the camera, but then behind camera was actually where the magic was created.
I really do look forward to watching that.
Malignant features several scenes highlighting the physical
I missed out on that one.
Contortionists Troy James and Marina Mazeppa.
Most of us don't think about how to walk when we walk. Trying to be natural but backwards is not as compatible as you would think.
James and Mazeppa worked under stunt coordinator Glenn Foster and fight coordinator Lloyd Bateman, who not only had to choreograph the action between performers, but also around the pre-programmed camera capturing it all. The result was several unforgettable high-energy sequences.
It's a really finely crafted and choreographed scene. The stunt department did such an amazing job designing this fight.
A Quiet Place Part 2.
Stunt coordinator Kyle Woods has a background in vehicle stunts, which helped when it came to the elaborate car stunt seen early on in A Quiet Place Part 2.
That's
the
cool.
Long one take was done with a driver positioned on the car's roof as he drove it away from an actual speeding bus. Woods and his team also had to rig stunts between performers and CGI creatures who weren't really there.
Look at this. Yeah, it's so casual. It's so good, you guys. Oh, it's so great. It's so great.
And
that is some good stuff.
Rib for best stunts or choreography goes to...
I wouldn't know.
Malignant.
Okay. I was sitting here thinking though that
James Wan and the entire team of Atomic Monster.
That was
congratulations to
some
Malignant
good looking
and everyone
stuff.
who brought those stunts to life.
Yeah.
Just a note for these technical awards, we'll be sending the Prime Rib trophies to the film's directors, and then they can share them with the appropriate crew members. Moving on to another technical award, let's look at the movies with the best digital effects.
CGI is often maligned among horror fans, but when done properly, digital effects can bring the impossible to life.
To announce our finalists for best
visual effects,
we have a man of many voices, including the voice of Gabriel in the most nominated movie of the night, Malignant. Ladies and gentlemen, and others, Mr. Ray Chase.
Thank you, everyone. Hello, it's me, Ray Chase, the voice of Gabriel from Malignant. You know, I always thought that digital effects can bring the impossible to life. And I would know, because without them, I'm just a guy facing the wrong way. The finalists for best digital effects are Army of the Dead.
Visual effects
That's
supervisor
some good
Marcus
shit.
and the VFX studio Frame Store were tasked with the unusual and arduous process of replacing an entire actor. Long after the rest of the movie was shot, they had to blend the new performer's solo shoots with previous footage. The team also had their hands full designing creatures
that one might
like
win.
The film's memorable zombie tiger.
That one might win. That's a great visual right there.
I really hate that tiger. Benny loves
Valentine.
You. For this micro-budget indie film, creator Carl Holt performed nearly every behind-the-scenes job himself, including being the sole editor and digital effects designer. Working from his own personal PC at home, it took Holt a prolonged 4 years to continuously create and render the film's overwhelming number of CGI toy shots.
Oh, wow. I mean, on that note alone, it's kind of impressive.
Malignant
used a combination of digital and practical effects to bring its gore and body horror to life. Director James Wan started with a foundation of in-camera prosthetics and performances, which ILM visual effects supervisor Ivan Busquets then augmented digitally. The effects were used to enhance the facial expressions and texture of Gabriel's face. They were also critical for the dream scenes that saw locations changing around characters.
Yeah, that's a Night House.
It's a great one
Visual
too.
effects team Crafty Apes had to create the silhouetted scares of nothing through negative space. To make the presence of the entity more visible and surprising, they animated the environments around it with subtle movements to keep the audience guessing at what they saw.
Old
Whoa.
Old is centered around a mysterious beach that causes the people on it to age rapidly. While different actors were used to show the growth of juvenile characters, makeup and digital effects were also essential to execute this concept. The team at Powerhouse VFX had to help portray the whole circle of life, from an unconventional birth to several gruesome deaths.
A Quiet Place
Wow.
Part 2.
A Quiet Place Part 2 brings back the blind aliens from the first film and lets us see a lot more of them. Visual effects supervisor Scott Farrar was critical in leading the evolution of the creatures' design and abilities, as they were shown more frequently and in better lit environments.
They look better in this movie than the first one.
Make this thing look appropriate for the sequence, for the scene, for the shot, but also look kind of mean and cool too. And that's the fun of it. You think of these cool ideas, and then you actually have to go and shoot it.
Farrar and other artists from ILM were also responsible for the immaculate shot stitching that resulted in the tense, long one-takes at the start of the film.
That's so...
And the prime rib for best
Army of Dead
effects goes to Benny Loves You.
That's cool.
Congratulations,
That's cool.
Benny. I love you too.
I'm kind of glad it went to him. 4 years, dude.
The dedication he had in getting Benny Loves You made is truly admirable.
It was genuinely hard to tell which
That's
effects
sweet,
were
he got
digital
it.
and which were practical.
I respect it.
Speaking of practical effects, that's our next category.
Fuck
Everyone
yeah.
knows that we here at Dead Meat are
Halloween
obsessed
Kills.
with practical effects.
Animatronics and prosthetics give off a tactile feel that makes it worth the long hours it takes to create them. They are also responsible for the grossest gore and blood.
Yes, so again, thank you to Shudder for sponsoring this video, since there's no way we'd be able to monetize it on YouTube. To announce our finalists for Best Practical Effects, we have the woman who officiated our wedding, Heather Langenkamp Anderson, and her husband, David Anderson,
Oh, cool.
of the legendary effects workshop, AFX Studio.
Love that.
Hi, I'm Heather Langenkamp.
And I'm David Anderson.
And we are here at our AFX studio to announce the nominees for Best Practical Effects.
The finalists for Best Practical Effects are...
Antlers.
Antlers features a Wendigo
Oh,
that
yeah.
only used digital effects for minor enhancements. The practical animatronic creature suit created by Legacy Effects weighed more than 50 pounds and was worn by suit performer Dorian Kinji.
It's one of the most advanced robotic servo creatures we've done in a long time.
The movie's gore effects
That's
were created by a team at
so
Lendalish
cool
Meekin
looking.
Effects, headed by Holland Miller.
Halloween Kills.
There you go.
Makeup artist Christopher Nelson returned to helm the effects for Halloween Kills, after doing the same for the 2018 film, where he also played a cop who gets killed.
I'm rooting for Halloween Kills, but...
kills, I can't even, you're gonna have to remind me of them.
When it came to this movie's extensive body count, Nelson relied mostly on practical prosthetics and simple tricks, like playing shots in reverse.
Malignant.
While
Malignant, yeah,
villain
man, nominated for
Gabriel
almost
was
everything.
enhanced and augmented by digital effects. Most of what is seen in the film was done practically. Mark Sachakian of Spectral Motion created an animatronic face that could be worn on the back of Annabelle Wallace's head, while controlled by nearby puppeteers.
With this movie, it really was an excuse to just fund a project that really let me just kind of go crazy with the practical effects. Blood and gore and...
Sicky.
Man.
Director Steven Kostansky comes from a background in special effects, so it's no wonder his film Psycho Gorman is a showcase of gnarly puppets, imaginative landscapes, and grisly gore. Kostansky worked with Masters Effects and makeup artists like Mike Hamilton to create a non-stop parade of practical effects.
Everyone ready? Here comes the blood splatter.
Slacks.
A film about a pair
I don't think
of
I've heard of
killer
this one.
genes sounds like a joke, but special effects company Blood Brothers Effects took the job seriously.
This is such an important night for us.
Using pants
Killer
designed and
genes.
manufactured by Canadian denim brand Naked and Famous, Blood Brothers used simple puppetry and green screen effects to bring the slaughter to slacks.
Wow, this is horrible. Truly horrible.
Spiral from the Book of Saw.
The Saw franchise is synonymous with graphic gore, and returning director Darren Lynn Bousman wanted as much of it as possible done practically. For that, he turned to special makeup effects designer Francois Dajanet of Mindwarp Effects, who has been with the series since Saw 2 in 2005.
You're gonna throw up. Don't do it on the evidence.
And the prime rib for best practical effects goes
Antlers.
to...
Antlers are malignant.
Psycho Gorman.
Oh!
Congratulations.
Nice! Nice! I haven't seen it, but I heard pretty good things about it.
Congratulations to Steven Kostanski and his entire team.
But I can see why it
they
won.
only spent about $40,000 on the effects.
That is an unbelievably low budget for what we saw on screen. And
40
it's proof
grand?
that experience and talent are worth more than any dollar amount.
I
Now that
agree.
we've honored
I
the best
100%
in visual
agree.
and special effects, it's time to award the thing Dead Meat might best be known for, the kills.
Our channel began with the kill count, so
It's
only
Halloween
natural
kills.
we have an award for Best Kill of the Year. To announce our finalists for this lofty honor,
Best
we have
Kill of the
another
Year.
lifelong horror fan and
I gotta
very
see their
talented
options.
horror musician, our friend from Ice 9 Kills, Spencer Charnas.
Hey guys, it's Spencer from Ice 9 Kills, and appropriately so, I have been asked to present the award for Best Kill. I want
American
to do
Psycho.
a shout out to my boy James and Chelsea for being such great, like-minded psychos. They are the best in the biz. For me, a kill in a horror film is like peanut butter without the jelly, John without the Carpenter, Fleetwood without the Mac, or an adult film without the... well, you get it. And now the nominees for Best Kill.
Okay, let's see what you got.
From Fear Street Part 1, 1994.
Cool.
Kate.
Yeah, that's a great one. That's a really good
Director
kill.
Lee Janiak filmed
Oh,
a clean
that's
shot
tough.
of actor Julia Raywald going through a bread slicer without the blades. Then VFX supervisor Paul Graff combined that shot with several passes of digital gore effects.
From Halloween Kills, Sandra.
Oh, yeah.
This kill was suggested by makeup effects artist Christopher Nelson, who used a prosthetic neck on actor Diva Tyler and a plastic light tube with a blood pump inside.
From Old.
That's awesome.
Cristal.
Cristal's bones disintegrate due to an accelerated case of osteoporosis in a graphic and horrifying death that shows how even in a PG-13 horror film, you can still have iconic kills.
From PG Psycho Gorman.
Crazy.
The Head Thief.
Preserved in an endless state of... He was my masterpiece.
Psycho Gorman was filled to the bucket brim with good kills, but the head thief, who gets frozen in stasis until he's knocked over and shatters into pieces, may be the best because of how sudden and funny it is.
Sorry, man.
Thank you. From There's Someone Inside Your House, Kate Coons.
Though this confessional booth kill is relatively straightforward, it's a great example of how framing and timing can elevate a kill into something memorable.
Whoa.
From VHS 94, The Newscaster.
Oh, shit.
This gnarly practical effect was created by Patrick McGee, who also created the Ratma creature for writer-director Chloe Okuno's Storm Drain, a standout segment of VHS 94.
Whoa.
And now the prime rib for Best Kill.
It's Halloween Kills at
goes
Fear Street.
to
Fear Street.
Kate from Fear Street Part 1, 1994.
That's the one I figured.
Congrats to you, and rest in pieces.
It's a great kill.
Truly
It's a great
an
kill.
iconic kill for so many different reasons. The intensity, the creativity, and the fact that it was a prominent character who seemed like she might just be able to make it out alive.
One of the standout moments of that very fun trilogy from Lee Janiak.
It deserves it.
Now that we've gone through our
earned
technical
it.
awards, let's look at the people whose performances elevated their respective films.
First up, we look at the actors in supporting roles. They might not have been the top billed cast members,
Allison
but
from Halloween
sometimes a
Kills
side character ends up being
deserves
the
that.
crowd favorite anyway.
To announce our finalists for Best Supporting Performer, we have a woman who has played plenty of supporting and lead characters. She's been a horror icon since she was 11 years old. Our friend, Danielle Harris.
Sweet. Love that.
Yes, Danielle Harris here, your favorite scream queen from Halloween. A big thanks to James and Chelsea for putting this all together. That's super cool of you. And a big thanks for inviting me to announce the finalists for Best Performer in a Supporting Role. The finalists are Ray Chase as the voice of Gabriel in Malignant.
A prolific voice actor who often works in animation, Ray Chase brought his talents to live action as the voice of Gabriel, Malignant's iconic parasitic killer.
Who are you, Gabriel?
I thought she had already told you. I'm a figment of her imagination.
Vincent Lindon as Vincent in Titan.
French actor Vincent Lindon spent 3 weeks training at a local fire station to prepare for his role as a fire chief, which frequently saw him acting next to real infernos. Another challenge Lindon faced was having to dance, as multiple scenes required the self-described bad dancer to let loose in front of an 80-person crew.
Le premier qui te touche, elle tue. T'as compris? Même si c'est moi, je me tue, je te jure.
Gracie Gillum as Rebecca in Superhost.
For the role of a home rental superhost with malicious intentions, Gracie Gillum dug deep into the psychology of people who resembled her character. She then tried to balance that grounded psychology with a twisted sense of fun, so the audience could enjoy watching her antagonist.
First impressions of this place are not good. There's blood everywhere, and I found a dead body in the basement. Absolutely 0 stars.
Tiana Paris as Brie Cartwright in Candyman.
Candyman was
my last name is
Paris's
Cartwright too.
first horror film,
that's cool.
as well as her first experience in a CGI-heavy production, often requiring her to act off of things that weren't really there. Like many others who helped make this film, Paris grew up with the legend of Candyman spawned from the original movie, and refuses to say his name 5 times in the mirror.
Candyman isn't real.
I saw it!
Candyman isn't real, Anthony! You know what is real? Me, Anthony, me. This is real.
Anya Taylor-Joy as Sandy in Last
I had a
Night
feeling
in
she was probably going to be in there.
Anya
I haven't seen the movie, but I know she
Taylor-Joy's
does
background in
awesome
ballet was a
all the time.
significant asset to her role in Last Night in Soho. It not only helped her with the choreography of the many dance scenes, but it also aided her collaboration with director Edgar Wright, whom she describes as directing in beats. This film allowed Taylor-Joy to showcase her singing prowess with a performance of Petula Clark's Downtown.
Downtown, things will be great when you're downtown. No finer place for sure. Downtown, everyone's waiting for you.
Jeremy T. Thomas as Lucas Weaver in Antlers.
At just 12 years old, Jeremy T. Thomas took on his first major role in a feature film as Lucas Weaver, a young boy tasked with caring for his brother and father in the wake of a supernatural attack.
Once
That's crazy.
there were 3 bears: Big Bear, Little Bear, and Baby Bear. Big Bear used to take care of the little bears, but Big Bear got sick, lost his job, and his insides turned black.
The prime rib.
It'd be kind of cool if the kid won it.
Actor goes to
By Anya Taylor-Joy would be kind of...
Vincent Lindon for his performance as Vincent in Titan. Congratulations, Vincent. There's this great quote from Gilbert Gottfried. He says, if you're a lead actor, people are just waiting for you to get too old to work. If you're a supporting actor, you can work forever. I don't know about you, but I don't really ever want to be number 1 on the call sheet. So, congratulations on your win. Bye, guys.
That's crazy. She just quoted Gilbert Gottfried after he literally just passed away. I don't know if this was before. I think this was before he passed away too. So they obviously, oh wow. That's pretty sad. That's pretty cool though that she quoted him. Wow.
Congratulations to Vincent Lindon. He brought
congrats.
a lot of
That's cool.
intensity to that role.
A lot of intensity and a lot of butt jabs.
So many butt jabs.
We'd like to thank Shudder once again for their sponsorship. This show was a lot of work, and their support helped make it happen. Now let's move on to our award for leading performer.
A successful leading performer is able to carry the story from start to finish while taking the audience on their character's journey.
Every one of our finalists did just that. To announce them, we have the leading performer from one of my favorite horror movies, Sleepaway Camp, our good friend, Felissa Rose.
Nice. I'm glad you got Felissa Rose. That's so cool.
Hi, Jacobs and Chelsea. Hi, it's me, your friend, Felissa Rose. And first of all, I want to say I love the two of you so much.
Aww.
And we're all so grateful for all that you do for our incredible community.
That's so good.
I'm honored to be here and to be a part of your Prime Rib Award ceremony. This is awesome. I'm thrilled to announce the finalists for Best Performer in a Leading Role. Being an actor is super challenging. Here I am, I'm on set, I'm in Indiana, and it is rewarding, challenging, emotional, amazing, and I'm so thankful to be a part of it.
Love Sleepaway Camp.
For Best
Great
Performer
stuff.
in a Leading Role. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II as Anthony McCoy in Candyman.
For his leading role in the latest film about the iconic hooked ghost character, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II drew upon his own experiences as an artist and a child who grew up in housing projects. Abdul-Mateen was chosen by producer and writer Jordan Peele after auditioning for Get Out and playing a flashback character in Us.
The city cuts off a community and waits for it to die. Then they invite developers in and say, hey, you artists, you young people, you white, preferably, or only, please come to the hood, it's cheap. And if you stick it out for a couple of years, we'll bring you a Whole Foods.
Neve Algar as Enid Baines in Censor.
Irish actor Niamh Algar researched childhood trauma and repressed memories to unlock the core of her character's fears. She worked closely and creatively with director Prano Bailey.
It's always neat
even
to
developing
hear
a shorthand with
that
her
they go the
during
extra mile
pre-production rehearsals.
and do research.
Please, wait. I just want my sister. I just want to see her. I just really want to see my little sister. I want her back, please.
Barbara Crampton as Anne Feder in Jacob's Wife.
Horror legend Barbara Crampton often plays supporting roles, but she takes the lead in Jacob's Wife, a film she helped develop after reading the script in 2015. Crampton also served as producer and felt a personal connection to the material, relating Anne's journey to her own experiences in the film industry.
Will you stop interrupting me? Let me finish my thought, goddammit!
Daniel Gillies as Mandrake in Coming Home in the Dark.
To prepare for the physicality of playing Mandrake, Daniel Gillies worked a laborious job gardening for relatives so he could look like filth and get his hands coarse. His mental research for the role involved reading court cases, hoping to empathize with and find compassion for the real-life inspirations for his character.
Didn't find you, went looking for you.
Oh, wow. I have not seen this.
This is business as usual. It's the next meal, it's the next car, isn't it, Tubbs, you know? It's just a happy coincidence.
Rebecca Hall as Beth in The Night House.
Rebecca Hall
Most
was
of these
drawn
I
to
have
the
not
character of
seen
Beth
personally,
after seeing
but
how much she used humor, even at her lowest points. She played to the character's impulsive nature by limiting her preparation for the role. Instead, she opted to just jump into the scene whenever director David Bruckner called action.
I think there's something in my house. Like a presence.
No way.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's something. It's like there's something watching me.
Oh.
Agathe Roussel as Alexia in Titane.
French journalist and model Agathe Roussel won this role, her very first in a feature film, after getting a DM on Instagram from a casting director asking her to audition. After being cast, she trained in pole dancing for months for the opening scene. She relied on the growing prosthetics to help her embody the character's horrific physical transformation.
Gonna break your nose? Ow.
And now the Prime
Okay,
Rib
let's see.
Award for Best Leading Performer in a Feature Film is Rebecca Hall as Beth in The Night House. Woo!
Cool.
Congratulations.
It looks interesting.
To everyone. This is absolutely incredible, and I hope you have a beautiful night. Bye. Mwah.
Congratulations to Rebecca Hall, who was absolutely mesmerizing in The Night House. I just liked looking at her face.
Now it's time to honor the best movies that came out in 2021. We separated the top honor into 2 categories, remake or sequel, and original film.
Both are essential to the horror genre, and they can require different approaches in order to be successful. For instance, with a remake or sequel, you're dealing with a property that's already known.
That means you have to choose whether to hew closely to the material that came before it or stake out a new position for an already established franchise.
To announce the finalists for Best Horror Remake or Sequel, we have someone who was in this year's very successful requel, Scream, Mason Gooding.
Nice, dude.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, yeah. And he was in Scream too. It's awesome.
I wanted to talk to you for a moment about sequels, remakes, and mention that it's funny how much criticism is geared towards requels, if you will, in the wake of their original films being so tried and true in the horror medium. I think a lot of criticism is geared towards films that follow beloved beginnings of franchises. But I think it's worth mentioning that if done correctly, a lot of times sequels, requels, legacy-quels can work to uplift and solidify the true nature of what we love about the horror films, or films in general, and immortalize them for years and decades to come. The finalists...
Best remake or sequel.
Horror remake or sequel are Candyman.
A direct sequel to 1992's movie of the same name, Candyman is an American film that follows a Chicago artist who becomes obsessed with learning about the legend of Candyman.
Yo, looking for Candyman.
If you say his name 5 times while looking in the mirror, he appears in the reflection and kills you.
Candyman was directed by Nia DaCosta, who co-wrote the screenplay with Jordan Peele and Wynn Rosenfeld. Peele and Rosenfeld produced the film alongside Ian Cooper.
But a story like that, pain like that, lasts forever. That's Candyman.
The Forever Purge.
Crazy.
Continuing the popular Purge series, The Forever Purge is an American film that sees the country's 12-hour purge expanded indefinitely by insurrectionists.
Any and all crime, including murder, será legal durante 12 horas continuas.
The film was directed by Everardo Gout and produced by James DeMonico, who also
I'm not a diehard fan of The Purge.
Films. DeMonico produced The Forever Purge alongside Jason Blum and Michael Bay.
This is the way things are now, boys. This purge is forever!
Halloween Kills.
I'm rooting for Halloween Kills.
2018's Halloween. Halloween Kills is an American film that continues the story of Laurie Strode and her family. They unite with the town of Haddonfield and try to end Michael Myers' killing spree once and for all.
This ends when Michael is dead! Evil dies tonight!
The film was directed by David Gordon Green, who co-wrote the movie alongside Danny McBride and Scott Teems. It was produced by Malik Akkad, Jason Blum, and Bill Block.
It needs to die.
And I'm the one that needs to kill it.
A Quiet Place
Part 2. I figured that was going to be on there.
The sequel to 2018's breakout horror hit, A Quiet Place 2 is an American film that follows the Abbott family as they're forced to leave their once safe home. Silence is once again key to survival as they face monsters in the form of both aliens and humans. A Quiet Place Part 2 was directed by John Krasinski, who co-wrote the film with Brian Woods and Scott Beck. Michael Bay, Andrew Form, and Brad Fuller produced.
Slumber Party Massacre.
Oh, really?
A modern reimagining of the 1982
I just
movie.
watched the original.
Slumber Party Massacre is a South African and American film following a girl's trip that becomes the target of a power drill-wielding serial killer.
Alex, you're bleeding. It's not my blood. Check all the windows.
The film is directed by Dennis
Holy shit.
Esterhazy and written by Susan
And he's
Tyler.
dressed just like
Slumber
the
Party
guy.
Massacre was produced by Adam Friedlander, Samantha Levine, and Tobogo Mela.
Why is Guy 2 dead?
All dead is too dead.
What?
I don't know.
VHS 94.
The fourth installment in the VHS
I'm kinda curious to see that,
series,
remake
VHS
of Slumber Party
is an
Massacre.
American film following a SWAT team as they raid a cult compound full of VHS tapes.
All are welcome. All are watching. Finally, followers. Tonight is the night you've been waiting for.
Within this narrative, the film presents 4 anthology stories: Storm Drain from writer-director Chloe Akuno, The Empty Wake from writer-director Simon Barrett, The Subject from writer-director Timo Jajanto, and Terror from writer-director Ryan Prowse. The wraparound story, Holy Hell, was written and directed by Jennifer Reeder. Josh Goldblum, Brad Miska, and Curtis David Harder served as producers.
I'm Holly Marciano, Channel 6 News. Kale Rodma.
And the
Halloween Kills, come on. Come on, Halloween Kills.
Sequel goes to... You tired? That's reasonable. VHS 94.
Whoa!
Congratulations
Whoa!
to you guys on making a great sequel, sequel, remake. I couldn't be more proud of you. I remember when you were just a wee baby horror film, and now you've grown into such a franchise. I'm Mason Gooding, and this has been...
I'm about to see that movie to be Halloween Kills.
You have no idea. Can't wait to tell my mom. All right, have a good day.
Congrats to VHS 94. Every segment was a really fun watch.
It's hard to pick a favorite, although Terror gets bonus points for taking place in Michigan. Regardless, it might be my favorite VHS film of them all.
Now it's time for our final award, Best Original Horror Film. Though the genre may thrive on franchises, will always need new stories to keep things fresh and interesting.
Halloween Kills ain't winning this.
For this award, we have a man behind several excellent horror films, including a sequel, Wrong Turn 2, and the very original Mayhem from 2017. Our good friend, Joe Lynch.
Hey everybody, Joe Lynch here. Hope everyone's having a great time in what is proving to be the most important award show of the year. Nay, possibly ever. The Dead Meat Awards. I want to thank James and Chelsea for having me on.
It's awesome.
And it is an honor to be presenting to you Best Original Horror Film. Now, in an industry that is splattered with sequels, requels, reboots, reimaginings, and every IP resurgence in between, it is harder than ever to be able to bring to the audience an original
movie.
And these 6 films have macheted their way to the top of the crop. And it is an honor to be nominating them and presenting them to you. So, without further ado, the nominees for Best Original Horror Film are Censor.
Censor is a British film that takes place in Thatcher-era England. It follows a film censor's unraveling due to professional and personal hardships.
Well, that's not what happened. Oh, come on! Fucking commit!
Censor is the feature film debut by director and co-writer Prano Bailey Bond. It was co-written by Anthony Fletcher and
I'm assuming
produced by Alan Jones.
Antlers is going to be in here too, probably.
Coming Home in the Dark.
Coming Home in the Dark is a New Zealand film that follows a family tormented by a pair of violent drifters.
I don't know what you want me to say!
Well, you said you saw things, mate. It's a little bit vague for me.
It was directed by James Ashcroft, with a script co-written by Ashcroft and Eli Kent. The film was produced by Mike Minogue, Catherine Fitzgerald, and Desiree Armstrong.
You're a fucking liar!
Last Night in Soho.
Last Night in Soho
that one I should have seen
is a British
coming.
film that follows a fashion design student whose love of the 60s leads her on a journey to solve a crime.
Well, get out while you can, girl. Maybe it's too late for you.
It was directed, co-written, and co-produced by Edgar Wright. Christy Wilson Cairns co-wrote the screenplay, while Nira Park, Tim Bevan, and Eric Fellner served as producers.
Where are you going?
Malignant.
Malignant is an American film that follows a woman trying to understand her recurrent violent visions.
Please stop.
We're just getting started.
Director James Wan pays homage to Italian horror in this film written by Akela Cooper and produced by Wan and Michael Clear.
Get the motherfucking car!
The Night House.
The Night House is an American and British film that
I have
follows
to
a
watch
widow who
Malignant. I have to.
discovers her late husband had a dark secret.
Used to believe that he would have.
Directed by David Bruckner with a screenplay by Ben Collins and Luke Piotrowski, The Night House was produced by David S. Goyer, Keith Levine, and John Zoyce.
Come get me!
Titan.
Titan is a French and Belgian film that follows a troubled woman trying to run and
This is
hide
tough.
from her past.
I haven't seen any of these so
Titan
far.
was written and directed by Julia Ducournau, her second feature film after 2016's Raw. It was produced by Jean-Christophe Raymond.
I'm gonna go with *Malignant* because I do know who James Wan is,
for
and
best original horror
I think
film
he's a great director.
is-
So,
Say that again? Really? Ladies and gentlemen, best original horror film, Coming Home in the Dark. Yes!
Okay.
Congratulations to all of the filmmakers involved in that film, but also special thanks to all of the filmmakers who have made each one of these nominees for keeping the dark light on for original horror films these days. Thanks, guys.
That's cool.
Congratulations to Coming Home in the Dark, a movie I thought was so powerful, I watched it twice in 2 days. I can't remember the last time I did that.
Yeah, it was devastatingly bleak, but not without purpose, and it left me thinking about it for weeks afterward.
This award show is something we've wanted
sparking
to do
my
for
interest.
years, but it was only possible thanks to the break I took from kill counts this year. So thank you for being patient and enjoying Zoran's episodes and the podcast in the meantime. I'll be back to hosting the show in June after I work on other cool non-kill count stuff.
The show also wouldn't be possible without everyone on the Dead Meat team, so a huge thanks to all of them. Executive Assistant Ben Bellevue and Research Assistant Bella Meniciello, both of whom helped write some of the copy for the awards.
All the editors who grabbed clips from the movies and made montages, Brianna Paperno, Joshua Lyon, Zoran Gaboyich, Spork, and Joshua Wilmot, who was brought on for this project and whose work was essential.
Michael Seigan edited that amazing montage at the start of the show and also helped with the award montages, while Beth Radloff designed the award show logo and the graphics and lower thirds used throughout.
Our YouTube network Made In helped give us support throughout the project and connected us with the Awards Center, which made all of our trophies. Shout out to Fabricator Nate.
And of course, our sponsor, Shudder.
If you want to check watching it, if you did, maybe we can do it again next year.
Thank you so much, everyone.
I would like to see it. I'd like to see it, actually. Hey, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it. I really would. I think you guys did a very, very fun job. You guys had a lot of fun doing it, I could tell. Again, this is someone who has not seen most of those horror films. I was rooting for the films I obviously had seen. None of them really won, but that's okay. That's not the point. The point is we got a lot of... It got me interested in checking out more horror films. I think the one that surprised me the most was VHS. I was like, wow, that one actually beat Halloween Kills as like best sequel. And I'm just like, wow, I got to check that film out then. Because I think I saw the first VHS film and I really enjoyed it. I really got creeped out by it, but I haven't seen any of the other ones really. So I'll have to check that out. Please comment down below, guys. What did you think? Who would you have rooted for in each of these categories? Be curious to hear your opinions down below. Of course, if you like this type of content, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for the channel, and share the content. Really appreciate it. And until next time, movie friends, keep it retro. I said movie friends, but I'm not calling you guys movie friends anymore. Keep it retro, guys. I'll check you guys out in the next video. Take care. Holy shit, Michael. We made it to We Slaughtered Barbecue. The epitome and the purpose of our trip is to make it to this area.
Oh yes. Food and cattle.
Yep. I just noticed, is that a cemetery way over there, or are those cattle?
No, I think that is a small cemetery.
Holy shit, that's kind of cool and creepy. That thing is massive, but there's not just that one. There are spiders literally
There's
everywhere.
one there. There's one there. There's one over there. And then there's this one here.
Dude, they're everywhere on the property.
Huge.
It's
Oh,
cool.
there's one there.